Hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we're going to go over the equal share word problems, and I'm going to go through each of the problems. So please fast forward to the problems that you did do, and you don't have to sit and watch through the ones that you didn't do unless you would like to. So let's start with number 1. Jayla made 3 3/4 cups of chocolate pudding for dessert last night. If she puts it into 5 bowls, how many cups of pudding went into each bowl? So we're going to take the total amount of pudding that she made, that's the 3 3/4, and we're going to split it equally between the 5 bowls. So we're going to be dividing. We're going to change that mixed number into an improper fraction, so 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15, so that's 15/4, and then we're going to divide that by 5/1. Excuse me, at this point, we can keep the first fraction as is, and then we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, which means we're going to change the division to multiplication and flip the second fraction over to 1/5. We're going to multiply straight across. That makes 15/20, and that reduces to 3/4 when we divide both numbers by 5. So 3/4 cups. Number 2, the chef at Benihana made 8 1/4 cups of fried rice for his table. He separated the rice into 6 equal bowls. How many cups went into each bowl? So same situation here. We're going to take the total amount of fried rice that was made. That's the 8 1/4. And we're going to split that equally into 6 pieces or 6 bowls. So that implies division. Let's change that mixed number into an improper fraction. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 1 is 33. So that's 33/4, and we're going to divide that by 6/1. All right, so we're going to keep the first fraction how it is, 33/4. We're going to change the division to multiplication, and we're going to flip the second fraction over to 1/6. So our next step, we're going to multiply straight across, or you could cross reduce if you like. I'm going to multiply across to make 33/24. And both of those numbers are divisible by 3, so I'm going to reduce it. That gives 11/8. And then we're going to change that into a mixed number. It's 1 3/8. And that is cups. So 1 3/8 cups. Number 3, Miss Nagy had 3 1/8 cups of mint chocolate chip ice cream that she scooped into 2 equal-sized bowls. How many cups went into each bowl? So same situation here. We're going to take our total ice cream, 3 1/8 cups, and divide it by 2. We're going to switch that 3 1/8 into an improper fraction. So 8 times 3 is 24, plus 1 is 25. So we have 25/8, and we're dividing that by 2/1. We're going to keep the first fraction as is, 25/8, change the division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction over. When we multiply, we end up with 25/16. It can't be reduced further, so we're just going to change that to a mixed number. 16 goes into 25 one time, with 9 left over. So we have 1 9/16 cups went into each bowl. Number 4, 2 1/4 pizzas are cut so that 7 people at a party receive the same amount. How much of a pizza do each person get? I should say, does each person get? So we're going to take our 2 1/4 pizzas. We're going to split it amongst 7 people. So let's switch that mixed number into an improper fraction. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, so that's 9/4. And we're going to divide that by 7/1. We're going to keep the first fraction how it is, multiply it by the reciprocal. So we're going to flip the 7/1 into 1/7, and that becomes 9/28. So each person got 9/28 of a pizza. Number 5, if you have 3 1/2 chocolate bars and you share it equally with 2 friends and yourself, how much will each of you get? So we have 3 1/2, and we're going to divide that by 3 people, because that's 2 friends and yourself. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we have 7 halves that we're dividing by 3/1. We're going to keep the first fraction how it is, 7/2. change the division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction over to 1/3. And let's multiply across. We have 7/6, and we're going to change that to a mixed number. It's 1 1/6 chocolate bars. We'll put bars. Number 6, if you have 4½ cups of icing for 12 cupcakes, how many cups of icing will go on each cupcake? So we're going to take our total amount of icing and split it into 12 equal groups. So let's change that 4½ into an improper fraction. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, so that's 9/2. And we're going to divide that by 12/1. We'll keep the first fraction how it is, change the division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction over. So we end up with 9/24. We could divide both of those numbers by 3 to simplify it. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. So 3/8 cups will go onto each cupcake. Miss Pancheri has 9½ skeins. That's bundles of yarn to make scarves with. If she makes 4 scarves, how many skeins did she use for each scarf? So we're going to take the total amount of yarn, 9½ skeins, and we're going to divide that by 4. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So we have 19/2 that we're going to divide by 4/1. All right, so our next step, we're going to keep the first fraction how it is, 19/2. We're going to change the division to multiplication and flip the second fraction over to 1/4. 19 times 1 is 19, and 2 times 4 is 8. We're going to change that to a mixed number. 8 goes into 19 twice, with 3 left over. So we have 2 3/8 skeins. Miss Nagy made a big bowl of fruit salad last night. She used 4½ cups of strawberries, 2 3/4 cups of blueberries, and 3 1/4 cups of blackberries. If she split the fruit salad up into 5 equal-sized containers, how many cups went into each container? So first up, we need to add all of our ingredients together. So I'm going to add the 4½ the 2 3/4 and the 3 1/4. All right, I know that 3 1/4 and 1/4 make a whole, so that's 1 whole plus 2 plus 3 makes 6. And then I'm going to add 6 and 4½ to make 10½. So we have 10½ cups of fruit salad that we're going to split into 5 equal-sized containers. So let's take our 10½ and divide it by 5. We're going to change this 10½ to an improper fraction. 2 times 10 is 20, plus 1 is 21. So we have 21/2 that we're going to divide by 5/1. We're going to keep the first fraction how it is, change it to multiplication, and flip the second one over. So that's 21/10, and 10 goes into 21 2 times with 1 left over. Denominator stays the same. So 2 1/10 cup went into each container. All right, last question here. Charles was